Today, I've got the pleasure of speaking with Riley Gaines, the director of the Riley Gaines Center at the Leadership Institute. And thank you for taking a few minutes of your time as you're getting ready to talk here in Laramie, Wyoming at the University of Wyoming campus coming up on October 24th at 7 p.m. I guess, first of all, let's start with why did you launch the Riley Gaines Center at the Leadership Institute back in August, Riley?
Yeah, well, it's been a project for a while. Really what kind of encouraged me to do this was when I started to speak out, I noticed there weren't a lot of people willing to do so. I knew people felt the same way I felt. But what I had seen based off conversations, my teammates, my competitors, is people were terrified to speak out. And so I wanted to create a way for people to be inspired, to know, one, that we are in the majority, two, to know it shouldn't be controversial to defend your rights, especially as a woman, and just provide people with the resources and the support and the tools to lead. So that's what the center is, and we've had great success thus far. So really exciting stuff.
You can find the center at RileyGainesCenter.org is the website. I guess you're coming to Laramie. How did this come about, this visit to the Gem City here?
Yeah, so I have been in contact with the girls. I'm sure you've heard of the Kappa Kappa Gamma sorority case where they've allowed a male into their sorority house, really stripping these girls of what it means to be in a sorority. They were promised sisterhood, but they got a brother. And so I've been talking with these girls for several months, involved with, again, helping provide them encouragement with all of their litigation things going on, encouraging them to put their name to it. And so I've developed awesome friendships with these girls. And so I'm really excited for the opportunity to be at Wyoming. Again, with the current issues going on there, I think it will be very well received, the message.
So that's coming up on October 24th, 7 o'clock. This is an event that's open to the public, folks, here in the Gem City. I want to ask you, what's kind of the biggest misconception out there about why you're doing this and what you're talking about in these events?
So I get labeled anti-trans all the time, which is just silly because this message, it's not anti-anything. The message is pro-fairness. The message is pro-truth. The message is pro-woman. It's not anti-trans. So that's certainly a common misconception. And I see it not just on social media and among the general public, but I see even politicians labeling me this. But I don't think they realize how divisive that is, how polarizing that is, how it creates and fosters more division. Of course, I think trans people should be able to play sports. Duh, everyone should play sports. And I encourage everyone to play sports. It's just a matter of playing where it's fair and where it's safe. And so I think by the rhetoric that's being used, labeling me as anti-trans and my message as anti-trans, it's harmful to even the trans community. So even among state legislature, the bills that are being passed in regards to fairness in women's sports and gender affirming care on minors, they label these legislation as anti-trans bills, when it's just simply not that.
I know you've been through some trials and tribulations since you first spoke out and what happened at the NCAA championships a little bit ago. I got to ask you, where do you get your strength to kind of keep moving forward and keep talking about this?
Well, I have an amazing support system. I have an awesome family, my mom, my dad, my husband. I have awesome siblings, awesome friends who all know me, and they know my heart, and they know my intentions, and they know that this isn't coming from a place out of hate. Even my friends who don't necessarily agree with me on this topic, again, they know my heart. That being said, also my faith is a big part in what keeps me grounded and what kind of keeps me going, because it's pretty easy to get bogged down. But if we already know the outcome, which we do because the Bible tells us the outcome, then it's easier to I guess keep that into perspective and really what you're fighting for and who you're fighting for.
What do you want maybe folks to take away from this conversation in terms of what's going to happen at this event next Tuesday?
I want people to understand, like I said, one, we are in the majority. Two, that to speak the truth, it really is liberating. It feels like a weight is off of your shoulders when you don't have to adhere to the guidelines or the policies or the authority figures. And that being said, courage begets courage. It spreads like a wildfire, and there's strength in numbers. And so I think the more people who are willing to take a stand before they're impacted, people being proactive rather than reactive, that's how we ultimately curb this problem. And so that's what I'm hopeful that the people who will attend the speech at University of Wyoming will get from the message.
Again, that's coming up on October 24th, 7 o'clock as part of the Speak Louder campus tour. Riley, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to chat with me, and wish you nothing but the best down the road.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.